Konnichiwa, and welcome to Tsuki no Ame, where we try Japanese snacks and treats. Today we have two snacks to try from Boxu, and this is one of those where for both of these the name kind of says it all. Because the first we're going to try, these are our Potato Maru Consomme Salted Seaweed. So these are apparently potato puffs. That's what's saying in the culture guide. And as the name implies, they are consomme and salted seaweed flavored. Should be pretty interesting. I'm very curious to see how those turn out. I'm very excited about these. These are our Hokkaido salted butter potato chips. Again, we have a bag of potato chips. They are salted butter flavored. Should be really pretty good. I love Japanese potato chips. I am super excited to try these. So with all that in mind, let's get started. Itadakimasu! So starting with our Potato Maru Consomme Salted Seaweed. They smell like potatoes. I'm not sure I'm really smelling much else. I also find it very interesting that these are called puffs. I'm not entirely sure how I would describe them, but I would not describe these as puffs, at least not now. This is going to be interesting. Okay, this is going to be the texture. Okay, the best way to describe these that I can think of is it kind of reminds me a bit of if you took a tater tot and you fried it so much that there wasn't any of like the gushy part in the middle, so that was just all very solid and fried. It also tastes kind of like a tater tot, which I have to admit is one of the few types of forms of potato that I am not a fan of. Definitely from a texture standpoint did not match what I was saying in the culture guide. I'm not sure what they were. I don't know what their experience was. Mine was definitely not what they were describing. Flavor-wise, there's that consomme, there's a bit of the salted seaweed. Setting aside kind of the tater tot edge to it from it essentially being a tater tot that was turned into a potato chip. It's not bad. The consomme works with the seaweed. It's not bad. If you're like me and have a deep aversion to tater tots, you might choose a different snack. If you aren't like me, which is most people I know, you might really enjoy it. Like I said, the flavor of consomme with the salted seaweed does kind of work. I personally am just not a big fan of the form of these snacks, the kind of the base that they're working off of. I'm not a big fan of. So if you're okay with that, you might really enjoy them. If not, then try one of the other things from the box. We got lots of good things, such as, I suspect this is going to be quite a bit more up my street, our Hokkaido salted butter potato chip, which I have to admit I've been looking forward to since I saw that we had a bag of potato chips. I love Japanese potato chips. They smell very strongly of butter. Butter as a potato chip flavor feels a little weird, but at the same time, it's like, oh, this might just taste like mashed potatoes and butter then, which is lovely and delightful. The other thing that's lovely and delightful, if you've been on the channel for a while, you've probably heard me say this a lot. But if you're new, first of all, hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. There are two styles of Japanese potato chips. One is the style that most people, or at least I personally think of first, which is where you take a potato and you have like the thin slices from it that you fry. That is most potato chips that you run across, at least in the States. Legally, that is what they have to do. The other type is where they basically kind of make like potato mash and then mold it. Think like Pringles, uh, but both get called chips over in Japan. And so you never quite know until you start getting familiar with the brands. I suspected this was going to be one of the ones that's the first kind of potato chip. And yeah, they're they are not uniform in the bag, which is a very good sign. And then you pull it out and it's got all these lovely bubbles. I am positive that this is the good kind of potato chip. I'm doing everything in my power right now to not grab more out of the bag. So it is. It is everything I love in a Japanese potato chip. It is nice. It is crunchy. It's got a little bit of oil and grease, but it's not too much. It's definitely kind of on the lighter side. There's just enough to kind of hit the spot, but not so much that it's leaving you feeling super greasy on your fingers. Flavor-wise, it is very strong butter flavor. Very, very strong. Which is really actually pretty good. Butter is not something I would have thought of for a potato chip flavor, but it really works. It is honestly really tasty. If you're curious about that, I would definitely recommend. It's really pretty good, and it seems like this is maybe just a good brand in general. So if you see this brand, if you recognize the style of packaging, but you see it in a different flavor, it might be worth your time just because, again, you know, that kind of that base potato chip that they're working off of, it's got the perfect crunch. It's got the right level of greasiness. They do a really good job of capturing this flavor. I would be interested in seeing more flavors from them. Baksu, if you want to send them to me, please. This was really good. Might be worth your time. Coach Sosama. So to recap, we tried our potato maru consomme salted seaweed, which it really seemed to me like if they took kind of like a tater tot and fried it to turn it into a crispy snack. That's the best way to describe it. I'm sorry. Flavor-wise, it's really pretty good, but this is definitely something where if you don't like tater tots, you're not going to like it. If you like tater tots, you might really enjoy it. We also tried our Hokkaido salted butter potato chips, which were really nice. They were nice. They were crunchy. They were basically everything I want in a Japanese potato chip. So good. And that salted butter flavor really worked better than I thought it was going to. I wouldn't have thought butter would make a good potato chip flavor, but I was wrong. It makes a great potato chip flavor. Definitely recommend. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my shirt, the link for that is down in the description below. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Johnny.